WWE SuperCard fam, my name is AKC and you know me since I upload on a daily basis SuperCard video. I've been gone for a while because nothing much was coming except the flip cards, the LE cards, which is coming more. So we're gonna talk about what's happening in season 12 because we just got a new update on season 12, okay? And there's a new mode which is called Super Showdown, and I'm gonna break it with you people how it's gonna work and how it's not gonna work. So let's deep dive in this video and see what's coming up straight away in season 12. So without further ado, I'm not gonna make any chaos, I'm not gonna make any scene. Let's deep dive into this video and see what is actually coming in this upcoming season 12. So let's break it down. A new season is coming, Super Showdown. So that is the name of the new mode, Super Showdown. A new season is on the horizon. Season 11 has brought us Boom, flip cards, foil cards, variants, Tides and Titans, Beat the Oracle, tons of new rarities, and even more special and limited edition cards. It's been a whirlwind of a season, and we're excited to bring it up to an even dozen with what we have got in store for season 12. Ready, the flagship feature of season 12, releasing November 12th, that's fun, is a new permanent game mode called Super Showdown. Much like Boom and the Wild rework that came in season 10, we're hanging our hat on what we think is a compelling new mode that will expand the way that players interact with WWE SuperCard. A new permanent mode means new way to earn cards, complete quests and objectives, and of course earn unique special editions cards. Even so, that's all beside the point. So what's the point? Super Showdown is a very fun new mode. That's the point. So it's a very new mode and we're gonna be very excited about this new mode. I don't know how many of you are gonna be excited about it, but definitely I'm gonna be very much excited about it because more content, I guess. Super Showdown. Not all screenshots and cards are shown are not final. So that is for sure that these cards are not the real cards. There might be changes. Are we seeing the new season cards already? I think we are. That's the design, I feel like. I kind of like this because that is a new design. That looks like a little bit of primal. This looks like a little bit of speedy kind of design. I feel like this could be the new rarity designs. Both of them can be, because you can see two of them, and this could be the base tiers. I think like first two tiers. I can't see the names, but I think those two can be the new rarities. I wish I could see the name, but as you can see, that is actually working like a speed one, like for real. You can see, and that's the one like a primal one, like in the jungle. You see, like if you have watched any jungle movies, you have seen that kind of statues are there, and that is a sign of how a motor engine works. Like that is literally the engine work. So that is on me that I was able to find that. But that looks really good. Like both of the designs quite feel unique. As you can see in this design, you can see a championship belt right there. So this could be the base design. Could be, I'm not sure, because the stats are like 5,000 or 6,000. One says 4,000. I think could be 4,000. I don't know. So those two could be the designs for the upcoming new rarity. And see the power, 1,804, 100k plus. That's all I'm gonna say. And you can see like it goes like 200k plus, so 250k plus. So that's a good thing. That's totally good. So let's move on. Let's continue our journey to the Super Showdown. Super Showdown uses a rogue-like structure in which your progress is reset after each run. So it's more like if you finish one run and if you not finish the whole thing, you have to start from again from the start, like beginning. Your goal is to build a set of cards unique to that specific run and make as much progress as possible with the hand you have been dealt with. So you'll be given like a good hand and you have to make as much progress as possible. Like, you know, in Boom, if you lose a match, you have like -1. Previously, it was like you have to start from the beginning. You have to start from the beginning and complete till the end. But now it's like -1. You go like a bit behind. Not completely behind. But in this one, you will go again back. So, yeah. Once the run is over, you will get a fresh start with a brand new run. So, once that one run is over, you will have to restart everything. The better you do in each run, the more rewards you will grab over time. So every single time you finish a run, you will be getting much better rewards. You might be getting the top rarity reward, or you might be getting a bottom rarity reward of the new season. When starting your run, okay, let's back up and break it down step by step. When starting your run, you'll first be given a starting set of 12 cards. So we will be starting with 12 cards. Just imagine it, okay? Now you use your imagination how you're gonna play this event, okay? Randomly selected. Okay, 12 cards randomly selected. Notably, these aren't cards that you enter your inventory and become yours to keep. They're solely for the run, similar to how the survivor mode works. So it's basically you get the cards which are your not like in survivor how you get different set of cards from different, every single time you run a survivor you get different set of cards from different rarities. So that's how it's gonna start. Okay, you will be getting the cards which you don't acquire. It will be the cards given by the game. Okay, once you got your deck, it's time to start the run. You go from the point forward will to complete as many rounds as possible. Just as each run is made up of rounds, each round is made up of matches. So every run is made up of rounds. It's like baseball, and in every round there's matches. So when you play baseball match, there's every round, and in every round you have to play matches. Okay, which looks similar to games of Wild. So it's more basically playing Wild in an advanced version. Draw 4 cards. Okay, play cards from your hand, and the cards with the higher stats in the chosen category win. It's similar to Wild then. Like, one is the boom, like starting with the match, like you run. It is somewhat like if you have played the tower in 2K25, 2K24. It's similar to that. Like, you do a whole run. You have to finish 5 run in 2K25, like in the World Tower. I think Faction Wars, World Tour, Weekly Tower. No, Faction Wars. So in Faction War, what we basically used to have like 5 rounds. And every 5 rounds, you basically have to go and beat certain matches to get the reward. So it sounds similar to like Faction Wars. I can be wrong, I can be right, but this is how it feels like. You do a run similar to in Faction Wars. You do a run, okay, and in every run you have to go rounds. There are 5 rounds basically, and in every 5 rounds you get rewards for but every time you beat someone, you get rewards in the long way. You get heals, you get protective points. So if you have played 2K25, you know what I'm talking about, Faction Wars. And in this also you see, as you can see here, you get cheat, modifier, cheat, rule, cheat, modifier. So it is somewhat similar looking like, I'm not completely 100% sure, but it somewhat looks like Faction Wars, where you're actually fighting with 12 cards. There you fight with 4 cards. Okay, and there you get life, you get rewards, you get points, you get faction points. Here you're getting cheat, modifier, cheat, the rule. So it sounds similar. Okay, it sounds similar to Faction Wars. There you have 5 rounds, and then in every round you have fights, you get rewards. Every stage you get something. If you have played Faction Wars, you get what I'm saying. So yeah, that's what is happening up here. So play cards from your hand, and the cards with the higher stats in the chosen category win. If you can manage to win at least half of the matches in a given round, you will progress to the next one and collect any rewards as a result of your victory. See, I told you that sounds so similar to Faction Wars, because in Faction Wars, in every round you fight a boss. And once you beat the boss, you can actually acquire them in your team if your cards are weak. Here also they're saying collect any rewards as a result of your victory. So that sounds similar. But in this category, I feel like you have to claim it. There you have options whether you want to claim it or not. It sounds so similar. In addition to increasingly powerful rewards, you will also earn milestone points after each round. Similar to Faction Wars. But they are not milestone points, but okay. Allowing you to unlock cumulative extras along the way, like a unique Super Showdown special edition cards that will represent periodically. Here are the first 2. So we're getting Super Showdown Ray Phoenix. So we're starting with Ray Phoenix and Soruka. Actually, the designs actually look good. And I think this should be the top tier because the stats are like 10k and then 3k, 3k. Could be the top tiers. I might be wrong, I might be right, but the design actually looks pretty awesome. Each round contains a variable number of matches. You may encounter rounds with 5 or more matches, allowing you to experiment a bit more with your strategy. Or you may encounter rounds with single match. Stay vigilant as you progress, as your run could end at any moment. It's similar, it's way too similar, like what do you call Faction Wars. It's completely similar. Each round contains a variable number of matches. You may encounter rounds with 5 or more matches, allowing you to experiment a bit more with your strategy, or may encounter rounds with a single match. Stay vigilant as you progress. Yeah, it sounds so freaking similar to Faction Wars. As you move from match to match, you'll encounter additional roadblocks that may hinder your progress. As I said, depending on your deck, match requirements add restrictions that require you to play your cards carefully, or else they won't count in the match, significantly diminishing your stats total for the bout. Exactly what happens in Faction War. What do you do in Faction War? Once you start playing the Faction War, you keep one card which is like dominating the others, okay? And you will see it starts depleting, and then you put out your other cards. So could be the same going on for Super Showdown. I'm not confirmed, but this is sounding so similar to Faction Wars. Match requirement may ask you to play 3 cards with different alignments. Play the strongest, weakest cards in your hand, or play a certain number of cards. Same as Faction Wars. Redraws serve as a tool in your belt to help you combat random chance requirements and difficult matches. So you can redraw. So redraw might be redraw may be something that you want to have in your deck, which can help you or give you random chance requirements and difficult matches. Okay, so let's hear it out. If you pull cards that don't suit the challenge, you will be given 2 opportunities per round to discard your entire hand and draw a fresh one. So that's a very good strong redraws, okay? So yeah, if you don't like a hand on your deck, you can just redraw. That feature is not available for my faction, but my faction has a lot of ways to beat the guys, so you don't have to have a good deck, but it's for the points on my faction. That's completely different thing, but okay, it's fine. Hold on to this until you need them, though once you're out of redraws, you need to wait until the next round for a refresh. So if you don't finish the rounds, you ain't getting redraws back. So I would suggest you to have a good deck before you enter the Super Showdown, because you don't want to just go in and bash your cards. You don't want to have that. Naturally, each round will increase in difficulty. So what's a super card player to do? Well, after winning each round, you will place into the draft ring progress. Super Showdown as it has its own 3x4 card draft board that applies only during your run. You'll be given at least a set of picks from the board that may change from round to round. On the Super Showdown SSD board, SDD draft board, you will see, how should I pronounce that? I don't know. It's something, okay? We just say something. On the SDD's draft board, you will see. So basically, they actually made it like pretty much Faction Wars, because every round you beat, like every time you beat the boss, you get some new cards. Here also, you're possibly, after beating each round, you might be getting the drop picks, which might give you cards which you require for that. So I kind of like the deal. That's not bad. It's actually a very good thing. I'm excited. It's so familiar with Faction Wars. I can be wrong, but no, I'm not wrong at this point, as of right now. Superstar cards. Expand your deck with more powerful superstars, okay? So superstar cards give you the more powerful superstars. Cheat cards. Single-use consumable boost to change the tide of a match. So you can use a cheat card and just, win the match somehow. It's like how you do, when Superstar actually used the rope to win a match with pinfall. Have you seen that? Yeah, that's how. And yeah, it's now running like Faction Wars completely. It sounds so similar to Faction Wars. Rule cards. Cards that buff your deck for the entire run. You can hold up to 4 rule cards at a time. So you get like 4 rule cards, so it will give you a big buff, like your stats will increase. Modifier cards. Single-use consumable boost to a single card in your deck that apply for the entire. It's definitely like Faction Wars. The modifier card is like giving you a shield in Faction Wars. You know, you can't lose your health until that shield goes. So yeah, rule card is basically more like health giving you, like, you know, you get more power for that. Cheat card is basically, I don't know, cheat card is cheat card. And superstar card is basically like getting more of good cards in your powerful, like your deck. It's more like the end of the round you get something. So pretty much I get it. It's like Faction Wars from 2K. So not bad. It's a good implement on Supercard. I didn't expect this to be happening in Supercard, but it's actually pretty good. As you pull new cards between rounds, the choice will fall onto you to build your deck for the coming round. As you pull new cards between rounds, the choice will fall onto you to build your deck from the coming round. Exactly like Faction Wars. This is when you will apply modifier cards as well as look for new superstar, cheat, and rule cards that you might need for the next round. It's totally same as Faction Wars. Speaking of, you'll be able to see your opponent's deck as well as the match requirements of each match of the next round to plan accordingly. So it's more like campaign added with boom, rules, with some kind of wild matches, and you're playing a whole Faction Wars from 2K25 in WWE SuperCard. So that's crazy. I did not expect that. As well as the match requirements of each match of the next round. So plan accordingly. Once your run comes to an end, you'll receive rewards corresponding to the last round you won. For example, if round 11 knocked you out, you will receive round 10 rewards in addition to any milestone points you have picked up along the way. Exactly. Finally, you will notice the leaderboard that tracks the highest number of rounds reached across the community. While there are no rewards directly tied to the leaderboard, there are some serious bragging rights on the line. So they have not given any milestones for that, but it's fine. It's fine. It's like, yeah, I've done this. What have you done? It's more like flexing your run. We'll leave the rest of the twists and turns of Super Showdown up to you to discover when it releases with Season 12 on November 12th, which I said a long time ago. This concludes the first announcement of several leading up to Season 12. Want to talk fellow Supercard players about upcoming seasons? Looking to think up some strategies for the new mode? Feel free to join our Discord community here. Talk soon, WWE SuperCard. So, my answer to everything that has been there is basically it's Faction Wars coming up for you in WWE SuperCard. That took like only 2 years to come bring Faction Wars in WWE SuperCard, and I'm really, honestly speaking, I'm really excited for it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any doubts regarding this upcoming Super Showdown, do let me know and tell me if it's Faction Wars in SuperCard or not in the comment box. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, BKC is off. And this is Faction Wars in SuperCard, known as Super Showdown. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, bye-bye.